Work harder, not smarter. Back in the day, I would have worked harder and not smarter. But things have changed and I have become a lot wiser. So, with that in mind, let me see if I can save you guys a few steps. Especially if you're a new apprentice out there and you're running gas lines. That's exactly what I'm doing here. Is I removed a gas water heater, and all of the gas lines ran behind the hot water heater, making it very difficult to get to. So what I'm going to do here, rather than try to work around the water heater, I'm going to go ahead and remove the water heater anyway, because it's going to be removed and a new one installed. So this is going to make it a lot easier for me. By the look of things, it looked like someone's been back here before. This video is actually from another video where I completely removed the water heater and put a new water heater in, but I wanted to focus on the gas line, so a lot of that's been taken out. So what we're doing here is we're just going to focus on the gas line itself. Now, this particular area that I'm changing this water heater, the flex line that you see there, it's not prohibited, so that's going to be removed, and it's going to be hard piped all the way to the water heater itself. And that's what makes it tricky. This made it easy for them. They could just flex it around the back of the water heater. So I'm going to make it's going to be a little more difficult, but it's going to be done right. Now, there are areas in the country that you can use flex lines like that, but this particular part, which is I'm in Illinois, southern part of Illinois, and they don't allow it. I know what you're saying. Yeah, they could use a little more work, but I am here to install the replace the water heater. And I know for some people, working on gas lines can be very scary, and you should be scared. You have to handle it with caution. And the other stuff here going on in the background, I don't know. And what I've put on there is Teflon joint compound. There are plumbers that like to put the joint compound, and they also like to follow it up with some Teflon tape. Vice versa, they like to put the Teflon tape on, then the pipe dope. I might think it's a little overkill, but hey, that's me. Now, on my truck, I do this pretty often. So what I do is I do keep assorted sizes of 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch black iron pipe. That's what you use for gas lines, black iron pipe, especially in the inside. On my truck, again, I keep assorted sizes because I don't run around with a pipe threading machine, which would be nice. So this assortment comes in handy for me because I don't have to make so many trips back and forth to the supply house or any store to get the right size that'll fit in there. And you can see this is making it a lot easier putting the gas lines in before the water heater set in place. And once I get to a certain point to where I can get to the gas line from front, I will install the water heater and then connect it from there. Now, if you look at the elbow at the end, you notice that I put it in a pitch that's kind of slightly going up. That's so that when I stick the other piece in there and screw it in there, I will have the opportunity to kind of lower it real slow, where it will actually be threading into the system. And that way, because I know it's going to come up a little higher, that's fine. That's what I wanted to do. But it's going to hold my balance until I can get the water heater in place. Okay, now I do have the water heater in place because I have more access to the gas pipe now. Easy access from the front side. And what I'm doing here now is I'm prepping the water heater for the gas lines connections, which I'm going to put a drip leg on there, and I'll show you what the drip leg is. And this is pretty much standard with all water heaters. And I will be also installing a union. A union is ideal. Everyone needs a union. Without the union, you have to break all this apart. It's almost impossible to put it together. So you have to have a union right in there somewhere. And now I've got a little bit more of a turn. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the drip leg on the end of this, and the drip leg is it's a drip leg. Some people call it a trash leg. It catches anything that's in the gas line, like any type of trash or any humidity. It will go straight through the T and go to the bottom because of the weight, rather than flow into the gas control valve. That's what makes the drip leg so important. And you notice that as I put the drip leg in, I am going to use it as a leverage to continue tightening the T into the gas control valve. I'm going to use it as a tool itself. And that's the reason I left it up, because it's easier to get access to it now. Okay, right here this is where we're going to install the union. And again, without a union, this wouldn't be possible. And once this is installed, we're going to take another measurement. A lot of the measurements that I did make, I didn't show that on the video. That's gonna be left up to you. And if you notice, look at that elbow right there. It's kind of pitched up slightly, just a little bit. That's so that when I do put the that run piece in there, from there to the union, it'll give me an opportunity to just turn it a little bit more and turn it down and get it exactly where I need it. Now, normally I would put a cutoff valve right here at this union right here, but since the other gas valve is right on the side of the water heater, it's easy access to it already. I'm just not going to put one here. Just didn't want to be redundant with two gas valves on one line. And here we go. This is the finished product.